Okay. All right. So let's shift and sink into the room that we're in, right into this moment, and let everything else fall away. And if anyone has any questions or things they want to talk about, you're welcome to put them in the chat. Use your breath to slow yourself way down. So you're not racing past this moment. To get anywhere in life, you have to take steps. Directional steps towards where you're trying to go. And if you're trying to go somewhere you haven't gone, then you have to take steps into the unknown. This moment, this living, breathing moment, is independent of your personal story. When you walk towards something, you're walking away from everything that is not that. And when you step into this moment, you step away from your story. You step away from your preferences. And you're stepping towards something authentic, something self-existent that doesn't need you to prop it up. And while the moment is the moment, because every step into it is a step away, you can step further and further into it. The moment doesn't change. What changes is you're stepping away from your stories. They're getting further and further away. Those stories are your filters, the view through which you see life. You step further and further away from that crutch so that you can experience what's real. There's a feeling of movement, of entering a new area. Though what you're entering is not moving. The movement is coming from what's leaving. The change is coming from the stories moving further and further away from your consciousness. But to experience that, you have to set your sights forward. Deeper and deeper into the present moment. The moving away from your filters will happen automatically. So do that now. Attention at the third eye and crown. Step deeply into this moment and go deeper with every breath. Those breaths are your directional steps into the unknown, into the heart of the self-existent present moment reality. Let the movements take care of themselves. Let the discomfort take care of itself. There's nothing you have to do about it. It'll pass like a storm and be gone. Need nothing. It's only your need that keeps you needy. In this moment, let it go. You don't need to be entertained. You don't need to be comfortable. Those are all just filters keeping you from seeing this moment. You don't need to be grateful or loving or spiritual. In this moment, you just have to show up. And be exactly what you are. The rest takes care of itself. Can you rinse yourself in this moment until the water runs clear? Or does some story stop you? Whatever stops you, that's what you become. When the water runs clear, you're not waiting for anything. Time has lost its relevance. When the water runs clear, you're beyond need. Everything is yours. When the water runs clear, there's nothing and no one left to defend. You've let it all go. And even if you jump to someone else's aid, because the water is running clear, it's a remark of the unity that you're a part of. Attending to it the way you would attend to an itch on your body. Releasing it the second it's done. Like a cloud passing over a still lake. When it's gone, it's gone. When the water runs clear, you lose your protagonist. In exchange, you become the entire universe. Keep stepping forward. Another step. Deeper. This world is filled with people trying to make you think that you can't live without them. But you don't need people like me to find your spiritual life. We speed it up. But it's all right here in this moment waiting for you. If you put too much stock in me, you fail to own it. You don't make it yours. It's comforting to give someone else the responsibility. But it costs you an amazing journey. Step into the moment. Let it move through you. Until the water runs clear. And then stay there. Step into your stories from that awareness so that you can see all the dynamics at play, clinging to nothing. What you'll see is a world of people asleep. Really, their attention is trapped. Because they cling to something moving through the bathwater before things start to run clear. They think what's being washed away is them. When what's being washed away is the veil that has kept them from seeing themselves. When the water runs clear, your mind is quiet on every breath, every inhale, every exhale. if you continue in this way, a time is going to come where you hit up against a wall. And that wall is a part of you that knows that if you continue, you'll change in a way that you're not sure that you'll be able to change back. You'll see with a clarity that you won't be able to unsee. People do this at all levels of the story, and it happens in spiritual life too. It won't advertise itself as that. It'll just be a god-awful craving to get up and be done. It'll just look so comforting to do anything else. It's like when someone tries to quit smoking, all the things their mind does to try and convince them to have a cigarette. It's the same mechanism. It's addiction to a lens of view. I tell you about that moment so that when it comes, you have a chance in hell of sitting through it. Because all you have to do is sit in the discomfort and let it be what it is. And if you do that, it'll clean itself up and your whole world will open to a different level. These barriers to spiritual growth, they're flimsy. To get you to fall for it, your mind has to speak to you incessantly, keep you constantly occupied, shifting your attention around. Because if you stopped, you'd move right through them. So just know that that's coming and be prepared. Be excited. There's always amazing things on the other side of anybody's resistance. If you want to have a first-hand experience of that, you could set yourself up this week. One day this week for a marathon meditation. Something maybe an hour longer than you've ever done. where you don't just sit there, but you really watch your breath and you really don't let anything else take you away. If you do that, you will, in a very short amount of time, encounter that false barrier. The great distractor, I guess we could call it. The key to staying stuck in an illusion. And you could just decide you're not going to get up until it subsides. You could do just one day this week like that. It'd be the lesson of the year. Or you could just keep going the way you are. But know that at some point, when you hit up against that barrier, there's going to be a little bit of a battle. And the winner is actually the one that doesn't fight. It's funny how that's always the case in life. The one who just keeps walking towards where they're trying to go, rather than turning to deal with some distraction. Are there any questions about any of that?
Joanna.
Hi.
But there's something I wanted to share that has to pertain to our conversation, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I came across something the other day,
Okay.
and it said something along the lines of like, if you look in a pot of boiling water, and if you try to look at your reflections, the boiling water, you can't see your reflection because there's too much turmoil. But when it's not boiling and it's like calm and smooth, then you can see your reflection. And I just wanted to share that because it seems like it pertains to the topic.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's kind of like the Buddhist teaching on cleaning the pond. You know, when you start cleaning a pond, just like your mind, when you first start meditating, the movement will make the waters muddy and harder to see. But if you keep going, eventually that all clears. But it's that movement, that shifting of attention that keeps you unable to see what you're really a part of. And your mind will keep you doing that in order to keep you trapped where you are. Any change you could ever want to make involves overcoming that. But the overcoming, if you do it through willpower, it's harder. If you do it through willingness, it's easier. And you learn that willingness through meditation. Just a willingness to let go into the direction you're trying to go, instead of fighting against a bunch of things that really, to fight against them, you have to give them a lot of your attention. This week, I think you should actually take some time and sit for longer than you think you normally do. Give that distractor a chance to get a little uncomfortable. And don't get up until it subsides. For some of you, that'll happen in 15 minutes. For others, it'll take 45. It'll come faster. Like if you don't want to spend all day, it'll come faster if you sit down and really do it. I mean, every single breath you are attendant for. If you do that, probably within 15 minutes, you'll have a period that feels really good, and then there'll be this, I'm done now, but you'll keep going, and that, I'm done now, will become quite rude. Why don't you meet that jerk this week? And don't get up until it subsides. Win a battle this week by not fighting. All right, any questions about that before we end for the night? All right, everybody. I'll be here next week, next Thursday. Have a good week. Good luck with your battle.
Thank you, Liam. Oh my gosh, now I have to do one of those strong determination things that I hate.
Use willingness instead of willpower.
Have a good week.
You
Have
too.
a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.